Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to United View, and welcome to another episode of the Trinity podcast.
Oh no, we don't. Yeah, we don't.
Well,
Yeah, we
Owen,
don't.
if you can just put anything just to fill.
Well, I don't. I never do the bomb on my sample.
No, you don't. But I'm just saying, just
that's,
any,
that's
just
sort
play
of
it.
copyright.
I think you'll be insensitive. I think you'll be insensitive as well.
Would it?
Oh, I'm without.
All right.
You know.
But I just thought, just to makeshift, just play any noise, just something, just maybe. No. Okay, we'll go without. We'll go without. It's fine. Episode 62 of the Trinity podcast. Everyone smash a like on the video, man. You lot are so good at doing that. There you go, KG. I love that. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to Owen Wrestle News 3655555. Subscribe to KG Reckless Sports.
I was gonna say that comedian. I forgot.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not your name.
Yeah, that's
anymore, bro.
Rebrand.
You did a rebrand. You changed the name, bro. So you know what I'm saying.
Sure, it was difficult to find a bomb on the soundboard as well. I really struggled on my soundboard. Just couldn't. Well, kind of, you know. But episode 62.
Bloody hell, Hiroshima. Bloody hell, what have you done? You killed everyone. You killed everyone. Bloody hell.
I just don't, you know what I mean? Just trying to find, you know what I mean? It's difficult. I don't have that.
Yeah, I don't think you should use that one.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Oppenheimer settings. You know what I mean?
That was real bad, man. That
Oppenheimer settings.
Yeah.
Not the one.
No bloody fighting.
In it, exactly. Before we get into the show, though, here's what we're going to be talking about, because Dalot potentially is out for the rest of the season. That is a crusher. More injuries for United, just as we're on our way to getting a couple back. Apparently, Diogo Dalot could be out for the rest of the season. Ruben Amorim definitely confirmed that he's out for the next few games anyway. For these games. Also, we're going to talk about Ruben wanting and needing early summer transfers. I want stuff done. Yeah, it's really, really clear what we need. And to do that, we must be really clear. Yeah, and that's what he's going to do. Let's be really clear on that. So we've got a lot to talk about. But before we do that, of course, the video is brought to you by Oxford Natural and Gowan Life. Scan the QR code up there, right above my head, for up to 70% off your digest supplements using code UV. Yeah, no, not UV. United View. Look at these clowns.
I just follow the crowd.
I thought we were doing some kind of Mexican wave. You know what I mean? Some kind of KG goes first. I pass it on over to Flex, and then Flex points to the top. You know.
Oh wait, hold on, Owen.
Oh, this way.
Flex.
Then you got to point up.
Flex. Point up.
Yeah.
Taking it through my body, mate. Putting it to the QR code. If you scan that QR code, for up to 70% off your digest supplements for your first order as well. Dr. Andre has been really good enlightening us and keeping us on the right track. And make sure you check out the video that is linked in the video description below to tell you everything you need to know about digest. Pre-post, Owen, is it pre-post?
Post and pro.
And pro, that's the one. Pre, post, and probiotics are in your digest. You're a cheat. So make sure you guys check that out, and you can get up to 70% off your first order. Of course, big thank you to Oxford Natural and Gowan Life. Let's get straight into this, man. Dalot out for the season potentially. Is this just all right then? Dorgu, over you come, right wing back, and Harry Amas is getting the extension. He's gonna get the games now, or do you see the big games that come in? It's like Mazraoui, Dorgu stays on the left. You get Mazraoui out there. Matthias de Ligt is very nearly back. Do you do something there? I don't know. We have to wait. Ahmad's very nearly back. Been out for a while, so definitely going to miss this game.
Bring him in.
He'd probably miss the first leg against Bilbao. But
Yeah,
second leg, you know what I'm saying? Second leg, you'd hope he'd be involved because he's back in training from Monday, apparently. So yes, there's options just as Dalot leaves, but there's
do you know what's frustrating?
Get by.
Do you know what's frustrating about this? Dalot was finding form. There was times where you weren't cussing him as
this is KG saying this.
No,
wait a minute.
Yeah. Hold on, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, KG.
No.
You were always saying he criminal. You were always saying I hate him. No, I'm done. Flex. No.
Wait a minute. Wait. Because I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this when this news came out. I thought to myself, I wonder what KG's reaction is going to be, because KG, most games, he cusses out Dalot and he calls him criminal, disgrace, all of these things. Is this going to be one of those cases where when he gets injured and we start realizing kind of what we've got? You don't know.
So I think in the last couple of games, he's actually started to play a bit better. Like in the match views, I'm always cussing him. I'm always like, Dalot again. But then in his last recent games, it hasn't been as criminal as usual. Flex said that thing about Dalot's not gonna
sort of petty theft, sort of petty theft, misdemeanor kind of thing.
Wait there, KG. I did say that from the Forest game onwards. I did say that.
This is what I'm talking about, Fleck. And what we're seeing from him is
you all laughed
we all laughed at you, Flex. But then he's just been like in the last since the quarterfinals, he's had he scored in the quarterfinals against Leon, scored against Sociedad, and scored against that was the FCB. I have to go further back. But he scored 2 goals in those last 2 since you said what you said. So it's just a bit he's just turned it. I won't heavily turned it around, but he's just been a bit better against South. Let me go back to where his last assist was, the Southampton game. Yeah, so and again, that Leon long time ago. It was a long time ago. But I'm saying that there's been a while, again, as we've been talking about marginal gains on this channel, there's been a little bit of an uptick in his performances. Not great, but an uptick all the same.
I think that bit
I remember the marginal games. Yeah. I remember the marginal games. And when you have one of those light bulb moments where you go, should have said that at the time kind of things. I had that the other day because I was thinking about KG talking about marginal gains when we're doing this whole have we improved stuff.
Yeah.
And KG was saying marginal gains. And I thought to myself, well, marginal gains is good if you're saying the top 4 and you're going like, well, we've got a few extra points this season, etc., etc. The fact that we're like 14th or 15th in the league and we're talking about marginal gains is
performance
crazy.
Gains.
But the performance has actually got worse because we're considerably worse than we were last season, aren't we? I mean, in most stats, particularly the ones that matter, i.e., points, where you are in the table. I mean, to say marginal gains is kind of nuts, is it not?
Yeah, I think marginal gain. Yeah, I just read it just a sec. Hold on, wait a minute. let me take care of KG there. Marginal is in his relevance. It's in Dalot's relevance. So what we were seeing was truly criminal behavior from him specifically. We cannot dress that up to the point where every single game he was doing something.
Every single
and it wasn't that long ago. Let's be real. And I'm just pushing back here a bit just for not devil's advocate, but just to give the whole picture. In that 4-1 against Newcastle, we came straight out at half-time. And what does he do against Livramento? Criminal. Just let him walk.
I was going to say, he still kind of does.
He's still done some criminal stuff.
Marginal. You got to talk about, bro. Hey. Do you lot understand the term marginal gains?
Yeah, but bro, he gave away the penalty. He kicked the ball from Fofana straight to Shirky, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That made the thing 3-2, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Against 10 men. He has criminality in him, but we have to give him credit because that goal was a brilliant goal. That finish, against Leon when he gets in front of the man, low into the corner off the post. That's a lovely finish. Like, it's a good goal, and we needed it. Again, we see that celebration. One of the best celebrations in the game doesn't get to see it enough.
We need to see that more often. From a striker,
we should see that. Someone good.
Not one of ours because they don't score either. But someone.
Like even Rasmus has got one of the coldest celebrations that he just doesn't get to use.
What is that one, thing?
The gladiator one. It's just. Yeah. We haven't seen it enough.
they're putting priorities on the wrong thing. They're putting the priority on. I tell you what, I've been working lots on my celebration. It's been really good. And someone's gone, forget the celebration. Work on scoring goals. Score goals first, and then have the thing of, I've been scoring all these goals. I'm just not sure what my celebration is. I'd much rather have that than going, I've got a great celebration, but I don't score that much. Oh, do you play in the defensive position like Dalot? No, I play up front. I'm goal
it's mental.
But I just,
when you actually see, do you know what's really funny? Even Anthony had the backflip. We forgot he could backflip. That's how mad it was. It's like, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. You can backflip, mate. Since when? And then it's like, that's a part of his celebration. He never got to that.
Remember the tiger? Remember the tiger with Arsenal. Anthony? With that. Did we ever see it again?
No. Didn't score, mate.
The tiger. That tiger got declawed pretty fast. Or when he did score, it was in a lot of scenarios. You know what I mean? Like,
Tiger
a great goal against
Tiger against, he's that's a real rebrand. A tiger with no claws is just what is that?
It was like Joe Exotic settings, incarcerated. You know what I mean? No freedom. That's
Joe,
what it was.
What's that? The Tiger King, isn't it? What's that?
Tiger King.
Yeah.
Tiger King.
What a madman. He's mad.
Still waiting for the presidential pardon. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
What was the woman who was after him? There was
and that Carol Baskin.
It's so random, but
I'm so mad because Carol Baskin did that shit allegedly. But yeah, she looked like she thought I did that shit, bro.
Carol Baskin, man, between her and the fucking baby reindeer girl.
Yes,
mate. Mental. Anyway,
but back to it, Dalot. Are we gonna miss him? There's been marginal gains. I think someone that be jumping up and down in his home right now, probably be about our height, is gonna be Marcel, because he's wanted to see Amas in this team for so long. He has.
He's
wanted to see it, but the one thing I worry about is, well, we're gonna do it anyway. I worry for him on the sense of Man United fans. We are very cynical.
Worry for him, Jeff.
I worry for him because he's going to get in, and you see when we praised Dorgu quickly and we wanted like loads of Dorgus, we probably be in a sense when we're saying, listen, Amas, I'm not sure, So I hope he has these good games to really, just good performances.
I have to big up Marcel actually, because there's two players specifically that he really went to town on. The first one is Ahmad. I'm not going to lie to you lot. I've had conversations with Marcel about Ahmad. I haven't. With Ahmad in the car, with Marcel in the car, for over like last couple of years. I'm going to say, I'm not going to lie. Where when Ahmad's been he's not even like probably at Rangers or he's at Sunderland.
Yeah.
But Marcel will just go, Fleck.
This
is a world-class player, Fleck. He needs to be playing for us now. Marcel, come on, man. He's just at Sunderland trying to find his. Don't stop putting I hear it. He's got a bit of. Then when he was actually with us a bit, then weren't playing. He's like, this manager needs to be. He's a generational footballer, Fleck. This is a Ballon d'Or winner footballer, Fleck. Because he goes too. He goes too much. But then when Ahmad was on the generational run before he got injured, it was Marcel. You're right. This guy needs to play. He's the best. He's the best. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then he was doing the Harry Amas thing for time, and we was all there, KG, in the summer. I was like, he's done well offensively, but work to do. I don't think he should be, And Eric Ten Hag saw it that way as well. And since then, no, Marcel, he's a generational footballer, Flex. He is the new Luke Shaw. He is what Luke Shaw thought he could have been, Flex. He needs to play. Where is Harry? And he comes in first couple of games because it's been a game and a half, and you're like, he's got something, man. Got something, but bro, it changed to is he better than Dorgu? Is it a Dorgu thing?
Is it a Dorgu?
Is he better than Dorgu? Like in a game and a half, people started to just talk like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I hear you on that.
Yeah.
It's a chance for Amas, for sure.
And actually, when it comes to how happy he is, we can ask him, Marcel, out of a percentage, how happy are you?
100%. 100%.
100% happy.
He's 100%. See, big up Marcel. Marcel looks so young then as well.
And he's a grown man.
And he still looks.
Bro,
he's my age. We're the same age.
Man, this is what I'm saying. That's what people forget that. Like, he's a grown man.
It's like Ty. Ty's a grown man.
He's beyond unks. Ty's beyond unks. Like, I should call him uncle.
Yeah, but you don't. You call him Ty. Ty, mate.
Yeah.
Those headphones, mate.
In football terms, obviously. In football terms.
In football terms,
Other
mate,
uncles,
mate,
other
Ty's
uncles
doing
are
it.
available.
Ty's on a generational
Run right now.
What's it? Yeah, what's my man's name? You all laughed at me again. What's the name?
You all laughed at me.
What's his name again?
Faraj.
Nigel
Farage,
Farage.
yeah.
He's on a generational Farage. That's what he's on right now.
Yeah. You can't stop him.
Boy, Robbie was 1 goal away or something from having to do a skydive. Yeah, mad.
That's the first time
Ty said 5-0, didn't he? He said 5. He said 5-0.
Hey, you look, Robbie in a plane. Yeah, hold on, wait a minute.
Can you imagine door slides open at like 30,000 feet and he's like,
wait a minute. Wait.
or just at the start as the propeller starts going.
Hold on, wait a minute.
We're just gonna keep you in.
No, what about the parachute? And he's pressing it and it's not really responding.
It's not coming out.
No, wait a minute. Wait.
It's that one when you get in the theme park ride when they lock you in the seat. Wait, is this on? Wait a minute. Just gonna strap you in. Just gonna strap you in here, Robbie.
Just gonna strap you in. It goes. It's a bit slack.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Is this supposed to give like this? It's supposed to be a bit tighter. And when I spoke to him before, because we had some forfeits that we were going to do on DR one time, because he hates, as everyone knows, he hates heights and that. But he's like, yeah, no, which plane? I ain't get no plane. I ain't get no plane.
I was going to say Mr. T.
yeah, but he's like, I ain't get no plane. He may as well say that, bro. Oh man.
Moving on. We're hearing stuff, guys. We haven't spoken about it. You know, apparently somebody's leaving. Garnacho or Kobe. Somebody will be at the club. You know, because there's we want to do early transfers. We want to do early business. There was I saw some stuff online on Twitter. Didn't do a lot of work to verify who's saying this, by the way. But I don't know if you lot saw this. I didn't. I'm gonna tell honest.
I'm gonna be honest. Who said? Why is this breaking news?
I'm gonna be honest. They said somebody, one of the guys, one of these players will leave out of the two. It could be a Garnacho, could be Kobe.
James from Uppeteers actually sent you a message in our red carpet group like yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, I never saw that.
Oh, well, you should look at that now.
You should look at that. Yeah,
it's very interesting.
It said your name specifically. Yeah. It's addressed to you.
Addressed to you, KG.
Yeah, I've been cussing James a lot recently.
Yeah, well, there you go, mate. You won't be cussing now.
Hold on. You all laughed at me. Red carpet. All right, cool. James, what I tell you about Kobe, KG? Man staying right here. Hi, dude. Got you leaving.
Maybe don't read that bit out. Maybe don't.
Okay, cool.
No, because that's just
is that a general thing?
Right. Q&A thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Should I go for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Hi, David. Is there still any links to Garnacho leaving? Thanks. Shane. Yes, we understand this to be highly possible. Garnacho thing. Yeah.
Yep.
If proposals are deemed suitable by Man United and Garnacho himself, as we know, exits for the likes of Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, Malacia, Casemiro, and Højlund are still also plausible. While salaries of Eriksen, Lindblom will lead the wage bill, there's a growing sense Maynard will stay, although there's a contract situation with him that needs to be addressed. He's staying, and yeah, that's good to hear. But then remember that thing about so it's really gone down to just Garnacho, who could be on the outs, and our manager wants to do early business, which is, I like that. That's one of the best things that we're hearing recently is our managers like, let's do this. Let's get our ducks in order. I think that's really good from Man United at the moment.
Well, here's what Ruben did say on that. Let me pull that up because you're right. He was asked about early signings. Ruben Amorim on deals to be done early in the market. I could say this is a conversation for the end of the season, but I have an idea that is clear because we need to do things early. He said, our manager said, our head coach says, we need to do things early. I don't think a lot of people are not. I don't think enough people are talking about this. this is a really big statement for the head coach to make, because what coaches always do is stay away from putting pressure on to the hierarchy and putting pressure on to get players in by certain times. He's come out, and obviously we're 13th in the league or wherever we are, 14th in the league. So I know it's a no-brainer. So you can say, of course he's saying that flex. Obviously we have to get, but what I'm saying is it's to publicly say it. Now, if Ineos don't get players in early, this is a huge thing because the manager has publicly come out and said, we need to get stuff done early. That's what I'm on.
Yeah.
I could say this is a thing for the end of the year, but I ain't saying that. No, I need to get shit done early. So Ineos, if you don't deliver shit early and we're going on tour with one guy and then one guy's coming because of the flights and all that, he's not arriving till, do you know what I mean, the week before the season starts, and then the couple men will start coming when the season starts. If you do all that rubbish, on your head be it. Because the manager has just come out in April and said, we need to do things early.
Well, and also he was asked, innit, about Mateus Cunha stuff. And he said, I will say nothing about Mateus because if I say one name, I have to say yes or no to any situation. But you think about that. He's commenting publicly on Man United doing a deal for a Premier League player at the end of April because the deal is that close. The names don't get brought up in press conferences if there isn't like legitimate something happening in the background. Whether or not it is going to happen, it isn't going to happen. But the links are strong enough that your question to the Manchester United head coach is this happening? And he's gone, well, I'm not going to say yes or no because I'm going to have to say yes or no on everything. Get bloody out. Like that one, Fabrizio's going, here we go, could happen really soon. Like really, really soon on that one. So that would, and this is why when I know obviously a lot of people, KG included, had his hopes on Osimhen and what have you. But clearly, with the Cunha one and somewhat with the Dalot one, I mean, the Dalot one might be a little bit longer because Ipswich have to get relegated first, didn't they, for that clause to actually go into effect, I think, maybe, or even not.
Yes, you're right.
And he wants to see if we get
see what's the
Champions League.
See what's out
and
there.
But as
far as are you not happy about? There's a little part of me that's like, not like you, Chief, but you play for Ipswich, mate. Like, I get that you wanted to see.
He has to see because if you got your options,
who's in front, doesn't it?
Yeah, you have to wait to see who's. There's a lot to be decided, bro. Forest.
I want to play.
Chelsea might not get Europe.
Chelsea might not get Europe. Yeah,
we could be in the Champions League, and Chelsea might not be, bro. Well, Chelsea ain't going to get Champions League. That's what I'm saying. So
but I kind of want a player that wants Man United as well. You see how Cunha wants Man United. I kind of like that. I kind of have a preference for players that really are desperate to play for the club. Like, because we don't want criminals, bro. We want people that understand, like, are gonna really not just kind of work for the club, but it's gonna take serious effort. It's gonna take something serious from the players more than just I work there, I get paid. You need to turn this Titanic around. You're gonna need committed players, like totally commit to the cause to get Man United back on top again. Like how Ruben is committed to his job. I need the players feeling that same level of commitment. Sometimes you see it in the likes of Dalot. You do see it in the Masrawis of this world of, you know what, we're gonna do something. Like Bruno, you can feel the commitment. I want to have players.
But when we signed Dalot and Masraoui, I think they were probably under the understanding we were going to be back in the Champions League next season. There's no way they didn't have those conversations about we're in Europa this season, but we'll be in the Champions League next season. Don't worry about it. Like they would have 100% had those.
You can't begrudge a man. You can't begrudge a man for going Man United 14th. Let me just see what's going on first before
I hear you.
Not everyone's going to do the Cunha thing of like big club. 100% don't care about Newcastle. Agent, don't care. Stop talking to me about Newcastle. I want to go there. That's fine. I get that. Yeah, it could happen. Yeah, but
sorry, no. The Gallo settings is what I meant.
Igalo, sorry. Yeah. It could happen, but for Dalot, he's 22. He actually does have to think about his career because if Man United is still a flipping a dross place that gets people buried. He's seen what's happened to young Rasmus Højlund when he's come here. If I'm his agent, I'm saying wait till it's all set. Wait till June the 1st. We'll know who's won what, who's won the Champions League, who's won the Europa League, who's in Conference League, who's everywhere. Just wait. The offers are going to come, and you don't want to put yourself on a graveyard shift at Man United. Like when Rio was saying, like one of the first things he'll be asking if Man United tried to sign him now, he'll be like, who else is coming? Who's coming? What's going on?
Yeah. And it's a quick deal to do as well. It's not like one of those ones where they're going to have to negotiate that much with Ipswich, are they? The release clause is the release clause. And given that, they don't even necessarily have to pay all of it. They can go to Ipswich, like with the Xerxes one, and go, look, we'll give you 32 instead of 30, but it's going to be spread over X amount of years. For a club in the Championship, they'll be like, thank you very much. We don't even know if we're going to get promoted next season. So it's not going to be too long a deal to necessarily do when it comes to that. I thought what was really interesting, this is an interesting one, and people will see this on the preview tomorrow for the Bournemouth game. The turnaround of Casemiro is nothing short of remarkable. Nothing short of remarkable. Now, in this stat, I read this in the preview. Casemiro only featured in 5 of Amorim's first 15 matches in charge at Manchester United, but he's now played 13 of the last 15. Now, he actually name-dropped Casemiro in his press conference today, Amorim, because he was asked about players that can still change his mind about them before the end of the season. And he said, quote, anything can happen. Casemiro is the best example. He's playing all the time. I'm not that kind of coach. They can change my mind. Now, you could think, that shows that Marcus Rashford could come back, or that shows that Jadon Sancho could come back. But you feel like those ones are kind of done. The fact that we're talking about Casemiro, it being a remarkable turnaround, it is pretty remarkable. And if anything, it's a good thing, because even if he was frozen out of the club, we'd still have a difficult time to get rid of him this summer because his contract's so big. And if Casemiro don't want to go, don't have to go. And he's not probably thinking about the World Cup. He's not going to play at the World Cup. It's not going to happen. But so it's I guess it's within Man United's best interest to try and get something out of him. And I don't know, Real Madrid genes kicked in, hasn't it?
Especially at this part of the season. It doesn't matter what's gone on before. These are isolated games of big magnitude with big atmospheres and big prizes on the line. That's Casemiro cash money. You know what I mean? Cup final against Newcastle, cash money, Casemiro. Don't get me wrong. Last year, FA Cup, it wasn't his time. He wasn't even in the team.
No.
Yeah, I mean, and
there was rumors
he
about
didn't
whether
even want the medal.
Was he injured?
There's levels.
Wasn't he injured? Yeah.
So we've been trying. Let's not get it twisted. Again, this is what KG said. We can't, like when you talk about the Dalot improvement, we can't act like we ain't been trying to shift Casemiro, and we're still not trying to shift Casemiro.
Learn Arabic.
But because he's a top professional, though, it shows like we're so experienced that if you need me and the conditions are right, I can do a job. Because, this time, last year, coming towards the end of the season, Jamie Carragher was saying, get out, mate. Leave the football before the football leaves you. We don't want to see you this embarrassed. You're falling over. Like, at least say you dropped half a shoulder, just like that. Man was falling over everywhere. And you know what?
Eric Ten Hag exposed him, though. Like, he was running all over the place. And that's what that Ugarte part of it is important.
But then, in the first 5 games of Ruben went, nah, absolutely not. Because he only played 5 of the first 15, bro. And then we was literally saying, yeah, he's done. Like, done, can never come back. And now you're saying he's played the last 13 out of 15s.
But Ruben adapted to him, though, because he did say Ruben adapted.
Yeah, he understood
how fair play to Ruud. Fair play to Ruud van Nistelrooy, because in fairness, his 4 games, he saw it, didn't he? He went, well, I can't change tactics too much, but I can see if I'm going to play Casemiro, need someone alongside him. So that's going to be Ugarte, 4-4-2. And if anything, Ruben probably made the mistake that a lot of managers have when they've come into United, which is probably he thought these players were too good or too adaptable to his system. And he's probably gone, well, how do I change without changing everything? I'm not going to go to 4-4-2. I'm not going to go to 4-2-3-1 or anything like that. But there is going to have to be concessions. Not necessarily for Premier League games, but definitely for the games that we have to win, i.e. those Europa League games. There have got to be concessions. So, all right, if these players aren't as good, they're not as adaptable as I necessarily thought when I was coming through the door, how do I protect them? How do I protect them and get the best out of them? And like you said, Casemiro, European nights, protect him, have someone that can help with his running. And it will still offer you something. It's not a long-term
creativity as well. Like, what you do have is he's like, we're not getting through that game without him. We're not getting through that Lyon game without him. Forget about it. It's
3 goal involvements. The 3 goals that made us win the whole thing. He was involved in all of them. It's
over without him. He played his part, and extra time we're talking about. That's why he lies down. He's tired. When everyone's celebrating, he just literally throws out like, oh my God, I gave everything of me in this game. And we need that again. Like this week, we haven't even got there, but this is a big week for us before we get to the next red carpet. Sorry, I'm saying red carpet. Before we get to the next Trinity, this is a massive week.
Yeah, wow. Well, it's a different day next week, isn't it?
He doesn't know yet. Yeah,
doesn't know yet.
To you afterwards, but yeah. I mean, may as well ask you live on the show, just for no reason, because it was gonna come afterwards and in a private setting. Just but I can ask you now if you want. Like,
go ahead.
Just Thursday morning, live
morning
Trinity.
Live.
Yeah, because got to move a few things around.
Okay, yeah.
If you could do it, I don't know. I don't know if you can or you can't.
I'll be there.
Well, breaking news, guys. Halfway through this Trinity, we will get a live Trinity on Thursday.
On
the day of the day, on match day.
That's
Match day Trinity.
as hell. That is scary as hell.
So you get I'll tell you what, guys. Don't say we don't treat you. You're getting a double bubble, mate. You're getting a Trinity watch along for the game, and you're getting a Trinity in the morning. It basically acting as a sort of preview for the game, not preview, but you know what I'm saying.
Bloody hell!
So that's
how have we done that? Bloody hell! How have we done that?
There you go.
But you know, we'll be going live for both of them. Go live.
I see. Now.
So yeah, just to finish off on that, I think that I'm surprised that it hasn't been more made of the fact that Ruben has publicly put the pressure on Ineos. That is a good statement. That is good from the manager, because it's very easy for him to say, transfers, we will talk about this in the summer. I will talk with Jason. I will talk with Omar. I will talk with, Christian Vavel, etc., etc. KG, what's the sources saying? What's going on?
I've got some more information on the Osimhen deal, because apparently I wasn't completely...
let the Osimhen deal go, man.
I wasn't completely wrong, So the tier
you wasn't completely wrong.
Not really. What's basically happened there is a lot of Premier League clubs have found out that Osimhen's demands are absolutely, I want to say the word ridiculous, but he's asking for a lot. And the club where we are right now, we just can't afford to sanction a deal like that, to give out those types of wages for a player like Osimhen right now.
So it's not on our agenda. So you were wrong. It's the same thing.
So you were wrong then.
No, it was on our. It was something that was looking at, but we're now no longer looking at it. It's off the agenda. But
didn't you say we'd sign everyone? Yeah, all three.
Well, again, Osimhen made the deal. We came to them. We had something that we put on the table, a good proposal, and Osimhen had a different proposal. We just couldn't meet, but we liked him. Yeah,
we put a proposal on it, so we met with the player.
We checked. We wanted to say, hey, how much you want to get paid? And he said something mad, and we said,
so contact was made with Osimhen. The contact
was made. Absolutely, contact was made.
Oh. So, are you breaking that news that contact was made? We haven't really heard that.
Absolutely, contact was made.
That's fucking reckless!
It's irresponsible and it's reckless.
Oh man, enough! Have you got that one, please?
I do have that one.
Goku.
I have to do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Let me hold on. Wait a minute.
I'm heard enough. I'm heard enough.
Yep. The judge master, mate. So you're sticking by the fact that contact's been made. So was you wrong or was you not wrong? Yes or no? Was you wrong or not?
I would say it's really clear that I was wrong. I would say misunderstanding. I'm gonna go with the word misunderstanding, Flex.
Bro, part of being a good journalist, bro, an award-winning one is holding your hands up and saying, "Yeah, at the time my sources said this, but I was wrong on that. I'll come back with the next story." That's all you need to do.
Well, this is it.
We won't think less of you if you admit you're wrong. You'll still be a tier, whatever.
This moment in time, Man United are not. Yeah.
Excuses.
Yeah. But then it does leave us in a funny situation in terms of when you talk about next season, we know Cunha should happen. Like if our manager's getting answered questions there, are you guys kind of excited about the journey that we're potentially going in? Young players bringing in. We're saying I don't know what's going to happen with Rasmus, but we're looking. It's the lap. It's the players of that ilk, young prospects. Still, even though we haven't scored a lot of goals this season, this is the journey. This is the distance travel that we're planning to stay on this route. How do you feel about this, guys?
I don't know. You know what it is, yeah. I think the feeling, the feeling right now with a lot of United fans is one of, there's a lot of shrugging, a lot of. I think that's kind of the same for the summer window, really, because let's be honest, those signings, they won't provoke that because they're not like marquee headline names like Osimhen, like the names we would have got in the past. So they are going to provoke that, but it is a case of, and I know everyone hates to hear this, but it is just, we're just going to have to wait and see if it works, isn't it? That is the only thing we're going to have to be able to do, because we don't know. We don't know if this new strategy is going to work. What we can say with pretty big confidence is the strategy in the past didn't work. So I do find that quite humorous of like, we've bought marquee names before and we've still ended up in this position. So what's to say we would do it again and that would work? We have to try and do something different. But I suppose the concern is if we do something different, we might get better results or we might actually get worse results. Like the results could be even worse.
All the same,
like,
which classes as worse.
Yeah, exactly. And this past summer, we were, I think most, not everyone, but most were generally quite happy with the transfer window. Not saying it was 10 out of 10, but most were like, I'll take that. And in retrospect, it maybe hasn't aged as badly as the one a couple of seasons ago did. It still is okay in retrospect, but it still goes, maybe not exactly what we needed in certain areas, then particularly because we changed coaches and changed system, and we bought players for a manager we got rid of pretty quickly afterwards for a system, you know what I mean? So now we're kind of shoehorning stuff in. Like, I think everyone's got everything crossed of just like, I really, really hope this window upcoming works. It has to.
It has to, yeah. It has to. Ruben will be out the job. If this window, I mean, what is interesting is, some people have said, I think Marcel was saying, other people said as well, he still gets all the next season regardless. Like, you have to just stick by him.
I don't think he will.
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is my point, guys. If these signings don't work with a visual improvement, and not even just visual, points as well, 100% wins, he's not going to last. And Ruben will know that himself. Listen
to this, bro. Them preseason results are important. If we don't win win this Europa, them preseason results are going to be looked at with a finite, like we're really going to pay attention, which is ridiculous. Especially because we're playing this, what we've done with the preseason this year? It's toned it down a little bit. Normally you get Arsenal and Liverpool, Dortmund, AC. That's the last thing. We're playing Everton, Bournemouth, and West Ham. We need to win all those games. Like, that's how crazy it is.
Yeah, we have this discussion every preseason, don't we? Because we'll lose. Like, the last two preseasons haven't been good, really, and we've lost a lot of the games. And we sort of. I remember a couple of seasons ago, it was like rubbish. We're like, it doesn't matter, though, does it? It doesn't matter. You always get it every time.
Already,
no, remember? Do you remember? I remember being what country
Allegiant
was
Stadium. We was in Vegas. We was in the Allegiant Stadium, and we were looking down after Dortmund. Flex, we're not ready, And I was the one saying,
I remember having arguments with people in the chat going, come on, result doesn't matter. It's all about performances. The problem is performances were pretty shit too. So couldn't really.
It's all about fitness. It's all about fitness for that.
I promise you, that was a wild time. I remember being at Allegiant Stadium looking at Flex and thinking, I don't have that gassed feeling, when I say we're going to win the league or that next level delusion that you feel from preseason. I feel none of that. And that's worrying me right now, and that was a big moment for me. But then we can't go into next if we lose to Bilbao or Spurs, how we judge this manager preseason will be like nothing you've seen before. We'll take those games like Champions League proper. We'll be looking at him with the level of assessment would be ridiculous.
People will be waiting. Like you said, it won't even necessarily be judgment. It'll be people just kind of waiting for him to inevitably slip up. Like if we just lose our game, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah,
That's,
no, definitely.
that's what it will be. It'll be
This is where
it'll be that severe.
There'll be
and that-
people who will want Ruben to leave if we lost the Spurs in the
Paul Madsen. It's
Yeah.
no, I'm telling you right now, it's Paul Madsen settings. This is when you got to say the whole summer away from. That's what you got to do. Like if he does not get us over the line effectively, he doesn't get that same pressure. If he wins us this cup, we will go into the summer with this was it's a season from hell. We close the door to that season and we move into the next season. We're gonna say the new pieces. We should be okay because he's won us something.
Pre-season won't matter.
Pre-season won't matter the same
If you win
way.
Europa, pre-season you go right. That doesn't matter. That's back to it's just about fitness. You know, forget everything else.
Players
Yeah, but
ready.
if we do shit in
Yeah,
pre-season, if we do shit in pre-season though, but then like start the season well, also
No, Flex, because before this, you don't know there's that stream that we do when the fixtures are announced, and I'm telling you now, people are gonna start looking at those fixtures and saying we could be out the title race by the fifth game of the season. We'll look at it and say Man City, Arsenal,
and now there's nothing to go off as well. There's nothing to go off because it's not even like if you see Fulham, Forest, Bournemouth, and Brentford in the first 4 games or something. It's not even like we could look at that and go, decent start. Tell you what,
we'd be like 0 points.
Win.
I mean, so really,
win.
No matter what, exactly. So no matter what we see in these fixture lists, even with say it's Leeds away, first game of the season, people are gonna go, fucking hell, Jesus, or Leeds second. Say it was like it's Tottenham home, Leeds away. Just something different. People will be like. Well, that's how we're gonna.
That's his last game. That's what he said. That's the game he sacked. That's when he did. That's what he do.
There you go.
We honestly, oh my god, guys, we need to win this Europa.
Got to start quick.
Like, and
I don't think we're ready for
Bournemouth.
I'm
talking about Bournemouth.
This is the thing, KG. We were talking about this when we played Lyon in that second leg. Obviously, you were there, Flex, at the stadium, but we were sort of talking about how for the FA Cup final last season, because KG and myself did the stream, we were like, we don't remember us being that nervous. There was nerves because it was a final and KG had been all out chest. We're going to win the FA Cup, what have you. But we were naturally the underdogs. It was against City. We'd had a bad season. It was like, yeah, but I don't know if we're going to win, all that kind of stuff. And also we kind of not written off the season, but we were like, oh, we're going to finish 8th. Whatever, who's hanging their hopes on qualifying for the Europa League? Not really. You know what I mean? You're going, oh, whatever, fine, whatever. But this time around, because it literally is our season, like the nerves before that Lyon game, and then the feeling of going 2-0 up and then to 4-2 and being like, our season is done, was so horrible. Now, then we're one step closer. Those Bilbao games, heaven forbid if we made a final. Like, I don't know if we'd be able to take it. Like, that kind of pressure.
Mate.
Oh my God. It was because just think about the difference between getting into the Champions League or potentially finishing like 16th or 15th in the Premier League. That is such a drop-off.
The scale is
so
ridiculous.
Big.
The scale is horrid to think about.
Yeah.
It like literally, it's a complete disaster, bro. It's actually in the realms of complete disaster.
And financially, financially, the difference of being in the Champions League versus finishing 16th in the Premier League is so shit. Like that is. I can't even think of that.
This is what Matisse said to me the other day. It's so low. Like this is
such a drop off. Yeah,
unprecedented. We cussed Chelsea when they finished 12th that year because he just went into a rage on me, and I just had to flip it back because I was under severe pressure. But he was right.
I turned off the video.
Saw it.
I turned off the video.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that video you said you turned it off. Yeah,
sorry, I turned it off because
right.
He had a perfect point. I spoke to Yardman not too long ago. Watch out, people. New not something's dropping with Yardman called Yappa Yap. I'm just talking to bare football content creators on my channel as well. But he goes, what you've experienced this season is pretty much relegation. And I goes, well, we haven't been relegated. But he goes, well, think about it. This is beyond Manchester United. Like, you have to understand, this is bad. This is relegation. Like, you have to understand, you being where you are is like, and if you think Real Madrid, obviously they're the standard bearers, right? They would never stand for this. No team, no big team would stand for what we're doing right now. So we're all living in hope with this
every
manager.
big team, even if the manager, let's be real, yeah. Can we just call this as it is?
I did this earlier.
Every big team, even if the manager had been there 6 months like Ruben has, if they were like this, they wouldn't care about no context. They'd just go, we got it wrong, and just sack him. They would.
Sack him.
Well, if this was happening with another club, like for instance, when it happened with Chelsea, like Graham Potter and he came in, right?
Yeah.
I actually remember messaging a mate of mine who was a Chelsea fan, being like, Potter's not gonna lie. No, I can't even think of the Chelsea like, well, next season, blah blah blah.
No,
it was like
we just need to get players in the summer, or just need to do this. Like,
then they did spend big in January with that one. They did spend big in January.
They gave him stuff. True.
They bought Enzo Fernandez for like 100 million that January. You know,
Ruben's had nothing.
He got Patrick Dorgy and Aiden Heaven.
Yeah. He's had nothing.
I did ask the fan base how many games, because I asked him how many games as Amorim lost, and it was crazy because when I was like, guys, I'm really glass half full type guy, you know, that's me. Yeah. But I was like, are we moving mad as fans? Because obviously when I'm delusional, that's me. That's just how I operate. The rest of everybody, we've had 34 games with this manager and he's lost 13. He's had 13 losses, bro. And I'm like, wait, is this okay? Not like, is it okay, but this is a bit mad.
AG, the chat saying, are you getting a bit creaky here? You're getting a little bit.
But this is what I was saying before. This is what I said about the transfer strategy.
Sounds a bit like KG's trying to put some accountability there. I don't know.
I'm with it. I'm saying,
we're at what I was saying about with the transfers. I think all Man United fans are at this point right now, which is for like transfers and next season, it is literally just, I hope it gets better. There's no real evidence to suggest that it will. Let's be honest. There is no evidence to suggest it, but it's all faith.
Yeah, give him his players and he'll be fine. No,
all faith.
I'm not on that. I'm on give him his players because that's what he deserves, because you brought him in halfway through with no money. So give him his players and let's see what.
And you've effed him over by the players you brought in, different system,
exactly.
blah blah blah.
And that's what I said about the blind faith. I'm not on.
But it is faith.
A neutral would say I am on blind faith because I'm saying give him money. They're saying, why would you give this guy money? He's lost you 13 games already.
It is blind faith, isn't it? Because you haven't seen anything. Therefore, it's faith that is blind.
You know what? It is blind faith. It is blind faith.
Bro, because even if you say before Amorim, 11. Just check it out. Points, You know when he before Amorim, so you're comparing them per game. PL comparisons this season, So 11 games before Amorim, 16 games, and then points 1.4 to a 1.1 with Amorim. Goals 1.3. This is where we got a little bit better to a 1.1. Goals conceded 1.7 to where it was 1.1. Pressures was we're pressuring the ball more before Amorim. Sprints, we were sprinting more before Amorim. Distance covered is about the same.
Yeah, but sprinting is because we fucking kept losing the ball with a big, massive gap. So everyone's
we've got more of the ball. We've got more of the ball.
Marginal, marginal.
More
remember that midfield? Remember that midfield marginal thing? That's what
you got to look.
Can't lose the ball. Can't lose the ball and sprint if you've got it. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
you might not be going forward with it, but we've got it.
So bro, got the horseshoe, mate. So don't really.
It's just scary because I realize that I know what I'm doing, but when I look across and I'm saying, wait, so everyone else is going on vibes because I'm going to back the manager until I can't back him no more. I will do that. So I gave Ten Hag way more leniency than I've given any other manager ever.
You are consistent with that, like in terms of
I'm going to back him.
You do back and back until you can't anymore. Which is
literally.
But to be fair, I don't think
evidence.
That's bad. I don't think.
No, but I will back without good evidence. You know what you said to me? Why are you backing Ten Hag? And I'm just backing him. Remember that was a thing. You asked
you're openly admitted now. That's what you're doing now.
I told people in the time. Yeah, I'm doing that now. Absolutely. I've seen nothing. I'm just watching, saying. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm gonna back you. Like that's it. Well,
when someone asks you, this is good to have out there now. So when someone asks you, what have you seen that's improved, or what have you, or enough evidence? Because you actually rattled off a few things last week. Was that a lie? Because you're basically saying
No,
I haven't seen anything.
no. I will say,
Was that a
semi-finals.
lie?
Hold on, it wasn't a lie. But I haven't seen nothing enough to say this man deserves all my trust and dreams. That's all. Say it was true, but it's not enough to say give him a 2-year contract. There's nothing. Not even none of us could say we've seen enough to say give him a contract of money.
If this was a driving test, you'd be like, there's quite a few majors, but I'm going to give you your license anyway.
Majors, bro. And you fear away for him. People, pedestrians away for him. That's what you're saying.
So wait there, guys. Can I ask you a question then? Can I ask you a question? Because I'm involved in this as well. I basically said where I think about Ruben is that I don't understand wanting to sack him like now. Like you can have that opinion, but I don't agree with it. I think you've got to let him have the summer and do the. But actually, it's more logical. Let's be real with this where we are now, because it's unprecedented. We're about to finish 16th, 17th in the league, really, because we're going to lose more games. Between us and Spurs, it's a shootout.
We'll probably lose to Bournemouth.
Yeah. Oh, we will. I've predicted 2-0 Bournemouth. Right. This is a serious question. Is the more sensible thing to be doing right now with what's been put in front of us to be not backing this manager, and then he turns it around, you go, fair play, I didn't think you would, rather than do it no, you have to back, no, it's not his fault, we need players, Ineos, all change. Is it because the people that are saying he's not the right guy, what I'm saying is do they have a point? Because the evidence, we're saying there's no fact. We haven't seen anything.
Oh, of course they go. No, they're right to have a point. They're right. They have a point. But obviously, again, it's applying the Antonio context.
But we don't agree with them, though.
Well,
what are we not agreeing with them?
I think it's something where it's like.
Are we speaking out both sides of our mouth?
I would suggest the majority of ops, because I think about this. If this was an opposition team, it's a bit like the Spurs situation at the moment, right? With Ange. Yeah. They're going to finish maybe like 16th, maybe even 17th. And I know he's been there longer, but did you see the thing of like, did you see the thing where it was like, regardless of what happens, even if they won Europa, apparently they're getting rid of them at the end of the season.
That's why
we look at that and we go, well, yeah, obviously, look what the season they've had. Even if they won Europa, it would be bullshit. It doesn't really make any difference. But for us, we're going, well, Ruben, he's going to stay this season. And if he wins Europa, that's great.
No, because the Spurs one is worse.
But like I said, they'll say he's been there longer. But I'm saying like it would be a perfectly rational take from an op, wouldn't it? At the moment, to look at Man United and go,
why are you keeping that guy?
He hasn't done anything. You might as well change at the end of the season, mate.
Yeah. What they're saying is what the ops say, which when they say,
and I'd probably say that if it was if an op team was in the same situation, I'd look at that and be like.
We would all do it. If this was Chelsea, if this was Arsenal, if this was Spurs, well, it is Spurs. We couldn't wait to be able to say, look at your stupid manager losing again. He's got to go. And the problem is, if we're being real, like I said, when the ops say it to me, I have to just push back with something else immediately because it gets uncomfortable. They go, but he hasn't improved anything of what you've got. A manager's job. One man said, you know what one man said to me? He goes to me. When he said this one, I went, I need to change the subject quick. This is him. So you tell me, what's the point in getting your UEFA A license? What's your coaching badges for? What's it for? If you can't maneuver things and try a thing and just improve something to stem the bleed, why are you getting UEFA Pro license for? Why are you a manager then? All you can do is just say I have to wait till I get everything. What can you do on your set? What can you do? And I was
this is when, and I hit, like, do you know what? It would have been okay.
I hear you.
This is where I give him.
What are you doing?
This is where I do the pushback. Because any of those normal clubs, those normal UEFA, like proper clubs that are Champions League and Europa League ready, will never be in the situation of the playing field that we have right now. In terms of what we have available to the manager is a disgrace. It is a disgrace.
Is it?
No, it is a disgrace that we only have this.
You say that though, but we've seen in the last couple of seasons, we've seen Chelsea finish, mid-table. We've seen Spurs this season finish bottom half. So big clubs have done it,
but not.
No, I understand
16,
that, but I'm saying
15,
what Man United have in personnel-wise. I'm talking because even Sir Jim said, "Look, you can't see how we spent £1 billion."
Oh yeah,
on this
definitely.
squad.
I
And
agree with that.
that's the biggest part of it, like, because there's that part is still true. While he's
Yeah.
done a shit job, you look at Man United and you say, where's the billion gone? Like, what did you lot do with that? Like, where's the pieces right now? Even to sell players, we're gonna sell players that have come through pretty much the academy that didn't cost much. We're gonna sell Garnacho, or the ones that got value are not the ones that have come in and we bought for decent money. They're like it's just operating at a loss completely. And a Champions League or a top tier club shouldn't look like this. So you say, well, a manager at a top tier club should get better results, but a top tier club, personnel wise, should not have this.
But this is when we go back to the natural pushback will be, like Flex was just sort of saying, people will look at that squad and go, yeah, they're bad, but 15th? Is it the 50th? Is it the 50th?
I have to agree.
And that's the argument, isn't it? That's the argument, isn't it?
We had this argument. Me and Flex had this argument
last year, wasn't it? It was the Burnley one. It was like,
and I go, we are rubbish, Flex. Flex, I'm telling you now, we're bad. Are we this? Yes, Flex, we are bad.
Yeah.
Like those teams there, and it's in time. What's gone on and proven is, yeah, we're bad. We're worse than.
But would Thomas Frank be higher than 15th or 14th with this set of Man United players?
I think Thomas Frank would play. This is the thing about, you have to talk about Man United criminality though, because he might do a little bit better because these players like Arashi decides to turn it on. These guys, look at our European form to our Premier League form. Owen asked the question of why are we better in that but not in this? They're criminals, bro. These men decide I'm going to show up and apply myself in a European game, and they score goals and they are just better. In the league, I don't know who they are. I do not recognize that team in the league. We can't say we're going to beat Bournemouth. We're actually written off Bournemouth. We're going to go into the Atletico Bilbao game, which should be harder on paper, and believe we can get something out of that game. How does that make sense?
Yeah. And by the way,
how?
And if you've seen have you seen Bilbao's like actual form in La Liga this season? Like, if you're going to look at it rationally, like Bilbao, they're fourth in the Liga. They've only lost 5 games in the league this season. They don't lose.
There you
like,
go. But guess what?
They
Every
don't
Man United
lose.
fan will fancy us in that one to say
they've lost.
They've
lost the same amount of games as Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Barcelona. They are joint with the least amount of games lost in the league. And they've just drawn a lot. They've just drawn 12 games this season. Like, they're good.
There you go.
They are good.
And you lot fancy us, right? You lot fancy us over there in that game?
Well, my feeling is if we beat Bilbao, then we'll win the whole thing. That's the one.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what when you talk about. That's when you talk about criminality. So with Thomas Frank on all these, he could have got a tune out of Rashi. Rashi probably wouldn't have went. Yeah, but we're gonna come back to this thing again, this horrid cycle. So when you do look at the Marcels that say we have to go through this process of finding out the criminals, getting rid of them, and just this whatever cycle that we're in, we have to play it through.
Yeah,
and that's why Amorim has to stay.
There you go. It turned into an Amorim debate again, just because it just went there. The conversation went there. That's what happens in the Trinity. And in general, everyone has their say, and these are real life topics, mate. We're not just making them up. These are, of people you talk to. We all have people we talk to. Yeah, this is what happens. Experiences. You talk to people, and they're like, "That guy's rubbish. Get rid of him." Why are you even entertaining that? You're 14th, mate. 13 losses. Then, like we say, we're calm in our own. Where KG's like, but wait, are we getting it? Are we all right doing this? Yeah, this is what the club's done to us. This is what they've done. Anyway, Trinity Podcast, episode 62. Big up to every single one of you. Subscribe to KG Reckless Sports. Oh, actually, before you do that, yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Tomorrow night, because it is fight night. There you go. Right there, the watch party of the Fatal Fury, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben. Live venue. It's at the Joiner on Worship as well, Shoreditch in London as well. So if you could make that tomorrow, go to the watch party, the undefeated watch party. KG and Trav going to be down there killing it. If you ain't seen their stuff from before, man, mad after party afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Good vibes, good energy, everything. Tink. So get involved, man.
Failed the weigh-in. Did you see that?
Yeah. Well, just pay the fees, isn't it? Only half. Was it half?
500,000.
Only half. Bro, do you know bro.
Really?
That's like couple Hannibal Meshbury's, bro.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Half the thing, but they're still letting him fight though, isn't it? 3-3-5.
He has to make
3-7-5,
sure.
Well, he has to make sure he's got to
Behind
be a
him.
certain amount, isn't he? Because
And
if
he's
he
got 10
weighs in
pounds.
tomorrow, if he weighs in tomorrow, the hydration clause or whatever it is, and he's already paid, was it 100 grand for the egg?
Yeah.
600 grand deep.
Yeah.
And he's paying the people on the card, innit? The people who missed the fight from the
Yeah. He's got a lot of payments. It's a lot of money still. It's quite unprofessional.
Red
Let's
long,
get it
innit?
right. No, it's
Red long.
unprofessional. It's
Yeah.
unprofessional. Anytime
But
a
is
fight
it
doesn't
about?
make
Is
weight,
it? Yeah, of
I look
course.
at you like, and it just lets you know that he's struggling with the weight because he's
I was just
aware
about to
there's
say
gonna be a
that.
fine.
It's probably
Yeah.
it's probably to do with the fact he's got to lose so much.
He's
got to come down so
struggling with it,
much.
and he struggled before. The last time I saw him in Saudi, you could see like if you pushed him, he could have just easily fell over. There was a time that Conor Ben approached him, and he did nothing basically, but he had nothing. He was drained,
Wait,
and he's
so
done it again.
Could it be peak for him then? Because he's fully drained. Conor might.
Well, again, those early rounds you got to watch out for Conor, but Conor's
Yeah.
got to show that. Conor's got to show that, and he can't go all out because this guy has got that equalizer, the check hook. He's got punch variation. He has that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It gives jeopardy. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Is the jeopardy is there.
It's gonna be a good fight.
Chris Eubank should beat him with
Yeah,
all
he
the
should.
experience he's had.
Yeah.
He should.
He
If
should
he
fight away.
doesn't,
He's got to retire. He's done. So
well, it's a 2-fight deal, but
yeah. Well, actually, they could probably run it back because everyone will want to see it for a
Rematch.
loss, but everyone wants to see whoever loses. Actually,
get
I
your
mean,
tickets.
really.
Get your tickets.
There you go, guys. We're out of it. Episode 62 of the Trinity podcast. Take care. Peace.